Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to pan fry the perfect steak. So I got a couple thin steaks here that I'm going to talk a little bit about how to cook perfectly and cook it live for you guys. So this is my favorite way to cook steak. I like pan fry. I prefer barbecue, I should say, but I don't always have a readily available barbecue, but I like to go with thin steaks whenever I pan fry them, as they aren't able to cook the same way as if you were to throw them on a barbecue. So I just got a couple thin, very thin cut steaks you can see there. And I prefer this over thick cuts of steak. For the reason is you can cook multiple of these and have two steaks that are thinner and better tasting and juicier and crispier and all the things good with steak. So I'm going to show you how to do this. First things first, we're going to preheat a pan. I already preheated it before I turned on the camera to record. The next step is we're going to put a little bit of olive oil on the pan there. Just cooking it up real quick. And then we're going to slap down our steaks. So this is going to cook them relatively quickly, and that is what we want. We want to have it so that we throw it onto the pan and we're just searing one side, flipping it, and searing the other. It really depends how you like your steak. I prefer to have mine cooked medium-ish, somewhere in that range. And I'm just gonna soak up all the little olive oil juices there. So yeah, we're gonna cook it, depending on the thickness of the steak, it's gonna affect the cook time. But we wanna make sure that we get some nice, we wanna cook it well, but not too well. It's kind of a fine line. Some people like their steaks well done. Some people like them very rare, so it's entirely up to you. I like to have a little bit of blood in there, but with a thin steak, it's hard to get that. But the thing I prefer overall is a nice crispy crust on that steak. So I just recently did a video on how to air fry a steak, but this is how to pan fry it. Now, this is starting to get cooked up here. Yeah, they're ready to flip already. So once you got that, we're just gonna quickly dollop some olive oil on the opposite side and then give them a flip. They are very quick cooking this way. We want to make sure too when we flip it that sometimes with the thinner cut steaks, the edges are going to lift up. So I use a spatula just to push them back down and flatten the steak a little bit so that all the edges are cooking evenly. You'll notice this happens, especially on the thinner steaks, but even on some bigger steaks. And if you want it to cook properly, you're just going to have to press it down a little bit. Once we have it cooked on there, it's going to take roughly like a 2 minute per side, roughly. Like it really depends on what type of steak you got. I got this mechanically tenderized thin steaks, and they are quick to cook. So we like to preferably cook it only once per side. And yeah, this is going to be delicious. I can already smell it cooking really quickly as well. This is actually, I think, faster than putting it in the air fryer. I had a lot of people talk to me about air frying their steaks, and they said they prefer it. It's so quick and easy, but the thing is, air frying a steak takes a lot of time to clean it up afterwards. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but the cleanup is what's most annoying. In a frying pan, really easy, especially if we got a cast iron frying pan. Makes it so much easier, but our steaks are probably around done here now. Some juices leaking out of them. Just gonna give it a quick flip, sear the other side quickly, and then throw these on a plate. Yeah, that was great. And we can turn off the burner now. Our steaks are done. The steaks have risen. I just gotta grab this. There we are. 2 quick cooked steaks, relatively easy. For seasoning, you can choose whatever you like to season it with. Personally, I just like to put a little sea salt and black pepper, but steak seasoning is also really good. I have a number of different steak seasonings. My preference, just good old-fashioned sea salt. So there they are in all their glory. Get the camera to focus on it. Quick and easy pan-fried steaks. Gonna cook them. Again, depends on the cut. If we're going with a thin cut like that, it's only 1.5 to 2 minutes per side. Thicker cut steaks, it depends. You can change the heat. I put the heat down a little bit whenever I'm cooking a steak that's thicker and cook it a little longer, but there it is. How to cook your steak perfectly pan fried. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.